¿Te peinaste hoy? ¿Y ese pajón? ¿Y hay que mejorar la raza? Did you grow up hearing any of this statement? If so, you have come to the right channel. But before we start, welcome. My name is G. I'm your Afro-Dominican social worker, and my work is about helping you heal your inner child, celebrate our Blackness, and dismantle the stigma around mental health. Okay, if you're interested to learn and talk about more of this topic, please like this video and subscribe to my channel so you know next time I post any video to talk about any of these topics. Okay, well, in honor of Black History Month, right, I decided was the best way to celebrate our Blackness, to dismantle the patriarchy and colonialism about beauty standard, than to reclaim our identity, right? In this channel, we're talking about healing our inner child, and for me, healing one of the aspects of my inner child was coming to terms with my Blackness in particular as a Dominican person, right? My Blackness of a place that is colonized. And for the haters out there, don't get me wrong, I'm Plátano all the way. I'm very proud of my heritage. I'm very proud of where I've come from, and our music and the community. That no one is going to take that away from me. But again, that speaking, if we're talking about healing, right, and finding our voices, right, as a little kid, I heard this thing, tiene el pelo malo, peínate, right? So when we start hearing this as a child, it automatically start impacting our self-esteem, our self-worth, and how we interact with around us, right? Because oftentimes our beauty standards, our features are not recognized or celebrated, right? And the media does not do a good job either on any of this topic, right? I remember growing up, wanted to be a actress and singer, but all the roles that I saw on TV were people that if they did look like me, they were your servants and they were the bad people, right? If you wanted to have the lead role, then you needed to be light skin, light eye, blonde, right? So very little. We start conceptualizing, we start taking in messages from media, magazine, and all surrounding on what we are, who we are, and our worth, right? And these things are just like little sand that we start putting in the yard, right? Yes, at home, takes notion right there. No te vas a peinar. Ay, no te ponga para el sol, ¿verdad? So before we know it, we start almost hating who we are, right? We start disliking our features, like our hair patterns, right? Our nose, our lips, and we want to start changing who we are. We might want to start finding ways to try to fit in, and little by little, we start killing our identity, right? That inner child, again, that is with us, doesn't have the opportunity to grow and see themselves as somebody that is worthy, somebody that is beautiful, somebody that deserves the recognition, somebody that deserves to be front and center for who they are, right? We didn't often have the validation and the acknowledgement that we were enough, that these beauty standards that were set for us are created by the colonizer, right? And that said, only if we look like this, then we have access. So again, if we also going to talk about healing our inner child, we do got to take little by little moment to recognize what generational trauma has done to us, how the colonized system, have the mestizaje system is still very live in many of our community, right? And recognizing the real systemic oppression that does come with it, right? For upper mobility, who gets the job, right? Who gets the role, who is seen as worthy, who's seen as better than or less than, right? These are the messages that we start coming together as we grow up, and then we might grow up anxious and depressed, and then we might reject everything around us, and we do everything in our power to change that, right? From deslizándonos, right? Changing our hair color, bleaching, okay? And please understand, we all can choose how we express our identity, but I just want us to take a moment to ask ourselves, is the things that I'm changing in my body, are they because I want to change it, or because somewhere along the line somebody told me my complexion is not good enough, my hair length is not good enough, right? My hair texture right? Ese brillo, right, is not good enough, right? So how have we hidden our light? But this is why you came here, because now we're going to talk about healing, embracing, and celebrating who we are, right? And figure out when was the first opportunity that you started fully embracing and celebrating blackness, right? So just for today, again, in honor African History Month, this is what my blackness means to me as part of my healing myself, right? Healing my inner child and building a more secure sense of identity for myself. Okay, so here it goes. It's called My Blackness is plátano con salami, is bachata and merengue. My blackness is warm and tropical. My blackness is a playful ocean that holds the pain of my separation. My blackness is spell maler, is full of lips. My blackness is love, acceptance, and discovery. My blackness is connection and celebration. My blackness is to think twice. Okay? My blackness is to think twice. And the conflict between joy and safety. My blackness is an act of resistance. My blackness is Dominican. Okay? So this is how I started healing my blackness and my black identity, right? As a Dominican descendant, my roots, mi plátano, mi salami, you know that's a staple in our community, right? Love the warm. Our people definitely come from warm places, not just regional, but cultural, right? When we look at the history of the Afro-descendant community, there's a community of people living together and thriving and providing for each other, right? And when I say that the ocean, right, holds the separation, it's acknowledging that our roots, our ancestry had been diminished, have been lost in the transatlantic slave, right? My boat just happened to stop in the Dominican Republic, right? My island that I share with Haiti, right? That was one island for my, like, I'm not black, I'm Dominican, right? Even our own beautiful island, right? The term Quisqueya, from what I'm understanding, is not the actual original indigenous name, because our little island had indigenous community living there, right, before colonization happened, right? And then our indigenous community got genocided. Then the other descendant of me were enslaved African that were moved from the continent of Africa, and then the ship had different stop, right? We had Brazil, Central America, the United States, where we know, and all of the island of the Caribbean, right? And created this mixture of identity and culture that we have today, right? Oh, I gotta say, because I'm recording this video in February, right? So the Dominican Republic is gearing up to celebrate their independence day, but oftentimes what history does not recognize and acknowledge that we owe our independence day to Haiti. Haiti was the flag liberal country in the Western Hemisphere. Haiti fought for independence, right? Again, a little content of history, because healing our inner child and mental health is deeply connected to our history and colonial oppression component, right? So we have, again, La Isla de la Española, beautiful mountain, right? It was divided into two. Spain took one side of the island and French took the other side of the island, right? The free black descendant on the Haiti side were like, we're not about it. I know where I come from. We're not doing this. And they fought for the liberation that then created a reaction chain through not just Dominican Republic and Latin America. Okay, so in this channel, we're going to talk about healing. We're going to talk about the connection of history, right? Because we need to celebrate the beauty that is us, the pain that is us, and also part of celebrating our joy is hopefully within the process we start dismantling our own internalized anti-blackness that have been created for us, that we have deep inside. And again, with those things that we believe in comes anxiety, that comes in depression, that comes imposter syndrome, right? That comes sometimes of us working 2 to 3 times harder than our white counterpart just to get the same access to the resources that we are just entitled, literally just ability to live, right? To have safe housing, to have clean water, right? The Dominican Republic, we have a Canadian mining company that is polluting our water, right? So again, this is why mental health and systemic oppression go together. Anyway, so I want to bring it back to us. So what do we do, right? What do we do from here? How do we heal, right? And this is why I wanted to create this channel for us, right? I noticed that there's a lot of mental health content there, but often this mental health content does not recognize or combine generational trauma, the patriarchy, colonization to mental health in a everyday basis, right? Mental health is not only the actions that we have, the feelings that we have, but it's a two-way pressure system, right? What did I hear? What did I experience, right? But also, what is the world imposing on me? What are the stereotypes imposed on me based on my gender, based on the complexion of my skin, right? Based on my sexual identity. And before we know it, we either engage in other activity to kind of cope, soothe, or even dissociate in the situation. And then there's a part of us that be like, I deserve better, which you do. You deserve love, unconditional love. We deserve to experience joy, beautiful Black joy, the Black of joy resistant, which is when I read my little kind of thought about my Blackness. Me being here is resistant. It's resistant to my ancestry. It's resistant as a woman, as a Black woman of the descended diaspora, as a woman of the Caribbean side of the Dominican Republic. I am the resistant, right? I have many men ancestors probably behind me watching me create this video for you, for us, so then together we could heal as a community. And then as things start to change, we create not only inner child healing for us, but we could start sharing inner child healing for our community and come together with grace, with compassion, with love, with support. And whenever we are confronted on who we are, we could be like, I'm Black and proud, I'm Black Dominican and proud, right? Because part of healing our inner child is connecting and realizing our identity. Okay, so I leave you with this, right? Healing our inner child, it goes back to reconnecting to our roots, building our identity, and finding the beauty in who we are and our people and our community. So every choice that we start making, we come from a place of love, a place of empowerment, and not a place of deficit, not a place of fear, because we are just worthy. Okay, and I don't hope this does not come from me for this, but when I say Wakanda forever, I really hope that all of us find our own Wakanda in this journey. Okay, well, if you like this video and you want to come back to my channel, we could talk about different topic about mental health, healing, and unapologetic Black joy, then hey, come through, and I hope to see you again. Bye.